Hi, my name is Abhijit, and I am from India. I started my international travel in my 20s, with Sri Lanka being the first country. I recently spent 3 weeks in Sri Lanka. But this isn't about me. Let me show you how to travel this small, yet amazing tropical country in just under 20 days. Here's Sri Lanka, at the bottom of the Indian subcontinent. It's a beautiful island with tons to do. If you're an adventure seeker, like myself, you'll love all the different activities Sri Lanka has to offer. When you land in Sri Lanka, although your plane ticket may say Colombo, you'll actually be in a smaller town called Negombo. So my first advice to you is to get a bus from the airport and head straight to Colombo. Find an accommodation, unpack, and depending on the time of the day you land, you can either explore the city or grab some rest. There are a couple of good places to explore in the capital city Colombo. You can choose to visit the Lanka Map Temple by the day, and chill at the Galle Beach by the evening. After Colombo, hop on a train early morning from Fort Station Colombo, and make your way all the way up to the small town of Jaffna. Once you reach Jaffna by evening, rent a motorbike for a day and visit the Keerimalai Temple, which has a miraculous pond to bathe in. The seawater enters this pond, and is the primary source of water for this spot. The water level of the pond is directly proportionate to the water level of the sea. The water is clean, and the locals are welcoming. Don't miss out the Pentagon-shaped Dutch fort, which is the key highlight of this town. Next, you can take your bike for a ride onto the sea bridge connecting the small pieces of island to the northernmost part of Sri Lanka. If you have a drone, make good use of it, as the scenic beauty of this location is captured best with a drone. Next, grab a train or a bus to Sigiriya. Sigiriya is a massive fortress and palace, and is now one of the top attractions in Sri Lanka, and for good reason, because this place is very unique. To check out the Lion's Peak here, I'll link my video below if you want to see more. From here, you can rent a tuk-tuk or grab a bus up to Dambulla, which has one main attraction to check out. The cave temple is one of the 8 UNESCO heritage sites on the island. You can expect to see paintings drawn all over the ceiling, and many statues in the caves. After this, you can choose to visit the Avkhuna Buddha statue or simply skip this one, as this isn't quite exciting and we couldn't find any tourist out there. Next up, head to Polonaruwa either by a bus or a tuk-tuk. Polonaruwa is an ancient city where you can learn more about the Sri Lankan history, see ruins, massive rock sculptures of Buddha, and tons of monkeys. You could do these things individually, or pair them up into one day. I'd suggest you rent a tour guide for a day, who can better explain you about the ancient history of Sri Lanka. This place is vast and you'll easily need one whole day to explore. You can check my Polonaruwa video for more details. After Polonaruwa, take a train or a bus to Kandy, and a tip for you when you're taking the bus in Sri Lanka is to always get on at the main bus station. This way you're first to get on and have a seat. If not, you might be stuck standing for a few hours and the buses to get jam-packed. Kandy is located in the mountains and is the second most populated city. You can easily spend a day or two exploring the city. Do check out the huge white Buddha statue on top of the mountain. I'll link my video below if you want to see more. After Kandy, take a bus and head straight to Lithuania. Grab some local food like the kodhu for dinner, and you're going to want to go to bed as early as possible because the next day, you'll be hiking up to the top of Adam's Peak for sunrise. Yes, you gotta start the trek at 2 AM. There are over 5,000 steps to the top. It easily takes 3 to 4 hours to reach the top, depending on your strength and agility. While to experience a true insight to what a pilgrimage is, and the most spectacular sunrise. A few things to take note of. Bring a sweater, it gets cold at the top. Avoid holidays and weekends, it gets busy, and check out the weather forecast. When you're able to walk again, take a bus to Hatton train station. From here get a ticket to Nanu Oya and check into your accommodation at Nuwara Elliya. Now, there are a few interesting things to do in this small little town. I'd suggest you rent a bike, or if you are lucky to find other solo travelers or a group of friends, just hire a taxi for the day and split the bill. This way, it would be cheaper and convenient. You can begin to explore with the Seeta Elliya Temple, which is where Ravana had kidnapped Seeta and brought her here, and Lord Hanuman came for her rescue. You can find some large footprints still preserved in this temple, which are believed to be of Lord Hanuman. Next, you can visit the tea factory here. While there are many, our cab driver brought us to the Bluefield Tea Factory. And finally, you can have some relaxing time at the Ramboda Waterfall with your friends, and get some good pictures too. Next up, take a train to YALA from Nanu Oya. The train to YALA is known to be the most scenic train ride in the world. This journey alone has increased Sri Lankan's tourism drastically. The rules are way more relaxed here. You can hang your feet off the train, taking all the views of what has to be to build heaven. The fun doesn't stop there. YALA is a hip little town that seems to be booming so fast. Here you can check out the 9 Arches Bridge and the Little Adams Peak. To learn more, check out my YALA guide. From here, I would suggest to head either to YALA or Ujuwala National Park for Jeep Safari. I decided to go with YALA. You can find plenty of animals here, elephants being the main attraction. Something about seeing a herd of elephants crossing the road right in front of our Jeep was definitely a highlight on my trip. If you're in luck, you'll also spot leopards, provided it doesn't rain. So to check the weather forecast before coming here. At this point, you're probably dying to see the ocean again. So pack your bags and make your way to Mirissa. This is the place you want to be, if you're looking for some nightlife or sipping cocktails on the beach. If you haven't already gone whale watching before, this is a great place to do so because it's relatively more affordable than most countries. Sri Lanka is known for its world-class surfing, and this is a common trend you will be seeing along the southern coast. If you're thinking of learning to surf, Sri Lanka isn't shy of surf schools or beginner waves. If you're an advanced surfer, then I'm sure you already know more than me. From Mirissa, we took a tuk-tuk to Welligama Beach. You can easily spend 4 to 5 days here staying by the beach and learn surfing. While we stood at Welligama Beach, we rented a motorbike and went to see Dalawella and Unawatuna Beach. Dalawella is famous for its palm tree swings and Unawatuna for its golden sand beach. Do try out the palm tree swing by the beach, as it's quite an exciting adventure. After these 2 beaches, you can visit the Galle Fort by the noon. It's about a 20-minute drive away, so you can easily make it into a day trip. This fort was first built in 1588. The fort has been turned into a touristy hotspot with boutique shops, trendy restaurants and hotels. If you want to stay in the fort, you're looking to spend at least $50 per room in the busy season. If you're on a smaller budget, you can just visit for the afternoon like we did. This is a great place to buy some souvenirs. But once again, you're looking at a higher price side. Moving on to your next beach destination is Hikkaduwa. Hikkaduwa is one of the most popular beaches in Sri Lanka, and is famous for its large turtles and big waves for pro surfers. While I didn't quite really find any big turtles, but if you are in luck, you may find one. February is the best month to spot giant turtles in the morning. You are probably saturated by now with the beaches and want to head on to the next country, or hometown, as you have seen most of the Sri Lanka. You can head to Colombo, and either spend one night there before your flight out, or you can just head right to the airport. You can explore the Colombo city center mall while enjoying the sunset with a view of the beautiful temple outside, and collect some goodies or souvenirs from the mall to take back home. And just like that, you have traveled around a lot of Sri Lanka. Of course, there are still things to see and do, but this is the most common circuit route. You can decide to go the reverse of this route in anti-clockwise direction, but I'd suggest you keep the beaches for the last. I want to end this video by answering some questions. As far as transportation goes, public transportation is by far the most affordable way to get around, and you can pretty much get anywhere you want to go. However, the buses and trains do fill up and sometimes you're not able to squeeze on. You can also fly it down to tuk-tuk, and they are pretty much everywhere and they are reasonably priced, but you do have to bargain. Now, if you want to splash the cash, there are also some taxi services which are much more expensive. If you ride a scooter, make sure to get your international license or driving permit before your trip because there are so many different checkpoints. Sri Lanka is hot all year long, however the best time to visit this country would be from December to February. Sri Lankan people are very welcoming. Expect people to spark up a conversation with you. You can easily ask a stranger for directions. When you travel Sri Lanka, you will definitely get a sense that you're welcome there. Like I said, the hospitality is on point. Sri Lanka is very affordable, as I could explore the whole country for 20 days just under $500, excluding the flight tickets and visa. If you're traveling to Sri Lanka or know someone who is, or just curious about the place, check out my YouTube channel. I've made a whole series of travel guides. If this video helped you, let me know by showing some love and, of course, stick around by hitting that subscribe button and following me on Instagram. I have tons of new adventures planned and I cannot wait to share them with you.
Hatton.